So with our final topic, we're just going to get into it really quickly.
Drew
There's a
Brees.
lot of rumors. Yeah, there's a lot of rumors circulating that Chargers great Drew Brees
Hell yeah.
may not, in fact, be retiring. He posted a video of him working out. He was actually working out with Chase Daniel, funny enough, down in San Diego. I believe they both live in Del Mar, San Diego, which is, a really nice place. So anyways, they were working out. He was, and he wasn't just working out, lifting some weights. He was pushing the sled. He was really going at it. He's like four. Yeah, he was gearing up, and a lot of people are saying, "Hey, we thought that Drew Brees was going to retire, and now he's posting all these workout videos. Retirement announcement hasn't came. What could potentially be happening?" The weird thing contradicting this as well is that Sean Payton has publicly in the past said that Drew Brees' last year with the Saints was this year as well. So a lot of people are thinking there may potentially be a scenario where Drew Brees goes to another team. And we all know how much Ryan Pace is absolutely in love with Drew Brees from his time with the New Orleans Saints, right? He always talked about Drew Brees. Drew Brees is probably honestly the reason why Mitchell Trubisky was drafted by Ryan Pace, was because there was a lot of Drew Brees comparisons when it came to Mitchell Trubisky. So Ryan Pace continued to further this speculation in his press conference by saying, there's a lot of options on the table that the media isn't talking about. So a lot of Bears fans are instantly like, who could this be? And, I'm going to lay it out right now. I think there's a chance Drew Brees could be under center for the Bears next year. And I personally wouldn't even like that. Personally, yeah. I would not like that. I think that, at the age of 40, was he 43 now? Drew Brees, he played decent last season, but he's not going to help us move towards our long-term goal of finding a franchise quarterback. I would much rather see the Bears go out and trade 2 drafts for Deshaun Watson than get 1 to 2 years, maybe, if we're lucky, of Drew Brees. All right, guys, really quickly before we continue with the show, we have to let you know that this podcast is supported by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels, and they obsess over their technology developments. They're trusted by over 2 million men worldwide, and we have an exclusive offer code for our listeners, 20% off plus free shipping using code BEARNECESSITIES, no space, at manscaped.com. Manscaped sent both Reese and I over a bunch of their tools and formulations from their Perfect Package 3.0. And guys, Manscaped is a great company. They wanted us to wait until we try the products to give you guys our honest opinion. And it is a very good product. They have no-nick technology and a little LED light, which helps you get the job done a little bit easier. Both Reese and I have really enjoyed the Lawnmower 3.0 so far, and we're looking forward to trying a lot of their other products. The underwear that they sent us in the box too has been spectacular, and if you guys are into athletics or go to the gym frequently, highly recommend those as well. And guys, really quickly, if you use the same razor on your face as below the waist, guys, that's a little bit nasty. Try to pick up something specifically engineered for that below the waist region with the Lawnmower 3.0. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code BEARNECESSITIES at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping using code BEARNECESSITIES at manscaped.com. Make sure you check how to spell that in the description. That's going to support the podcast tremendously. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
Yeah, I think he's working on hardcore. He's going to get in the WWE, man. Just like Gronk did right when he retired. That's his next step. But
that's his next.
In all
my journey.
Yeah, my journey. In all seriousness, I mean, it would make so much sense though. As someone that could very well be playing in their last year, I mean, I was certain that he was gonna retire at the end, just based off the body language, everything. But hey, maybe he was so shooken up because he was leaving as a Saint and he wasn't leaving the league. I mean, it's very possible, or maybe it isn't any of that, and it's just speculation now. But hey, it would make a lot of sense for a team, for a coaching staff and GM that are looking to prove themselves in a kind of one-year scenario. And, bringing someone like Drew Brees to possibly give them their best possible result. I could see it. I could very well see it. counter to you, I think I'd be kind of happy, but I'd also realize that this man's arm strength has really fallen off. He can't quite, sling it as well as he used to, and I think his performance is going down a bit. But no question, he still has that great football IQ. I don't think he has a Peyton Manning or Tom Brady level football IQ, but he is certainly one of the greats. I think he has had a Hall of Fame career. I mean, some people will, question that, but, he's been behind a lot of the league's best offenses in the past. So it would be interesting to bring in, and I think, kind of lines up in an interesting way for the Bears in their current scenario.
It kind of would make sense, as I think he would give us a lot of clarity as to where this franchise is. And he would also give us like one last ride with that defense that we have, and, hopefully some sort of rejuvenation with a new scheme and everything. The more you talked about it, you kind of convinced me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you kind of made me buy into the idea a little bit more, because, hey, let's say you do that. You're probably going to get him for next to no cap hit, like very little cap hit. Okay. You're also not going to have to give up any draft capital to get him, because if the Saints get rid of him, then they're probably going to cut him. They're not going to trade him.
Yeah.
Just also partially out of respect to him, what he's done for the franchise, winning a Super Bowl, especially like right after Katrina hit New Orleans, which was awful, absolutely terrible. It was kind of like a story. It was a really good story, and that, I think NFL Films has even done a good amount of work on that as well. I think what I'd like about it is it would give us a little bit more clarity as to Ryan Pace as a GM and Matt Nagy as a head coach. I think having that clarity going forward post next season will give fans a lot of faith in the franchise. Also, we would be able to keep all of our draft picks. So, I mean, you're talking about maybe adding a really good offensive lineman, maybe even trading up in the draft to get like a really good wide receiver, Jalen Waddle potentially. Some people are saying Devontae Smith might fall. We don't really know who's going to be available, but really good guys. Kadarius Toney from Florida, who's just an absolute stud. It's an intriguing option. It's an intriguing option. But then again, the Saints have had Drew Brees at quarterback for God knows how long at this point, and they've only done it once. So what makes us believe that this Bears team could do any more than what Drew Brees was able to do with the Saints?
Yeah. In regards to, if Brees could legitimately bring us to the Super Bowl, I don't know, but you have to figure that at least does give you a shot. And like you said, maybe he's one of the more efficient options out there. I mean, maybe they could get him for a decent price, not have to give up too much. I mean, technically he's a free agent, so how does that work though? Actually, he's not, right? Because he's not a free agent. He's not a free agent. He is technically under contract with the Saints, but I just cannot foresee a scenario where he gets traded, because I don't even think he'd have that much trade value to begin with. Yeah. And then also on top of that, like, he has done so much for the franchise, kind of like with Tom Brady, where you almost think that they'd probably let him walk. He could have a Kurt Warner kind of like season, because I feel like Kurt Warner kind of had like that like 1 year with Arizona where he put it all on the line, got him to that Super Bowl. He's possible of that, I think Definitely. That he could possibly pull it out of the bag, but he is certainly not playing his best football anymore. I want to make sure that I'm saying that clearly, that the Bears are not getting prime Drew Brees in any sense of the word. But, at least he's someone that brings in that winning mentality, and he could just be, like you said, Ryan Pace is in love with Drew Brees, and he could be the exact person that, he's like, I need my job saved. I need to call him the superhero that is Drew Brees.
I need to call the greatest quarterback of all time, Drew Brees.
I mean, hey, it wouldn't look awful him wearing a Bears uniform. It wouldn't look awful.
No, and if Drew Brees joined the team, I would still be very concerned with the team's future, but I would at least know that next season is going to be a pretty fun season, like a damn fun season, you know?
It'd be fun
like
to
I
cover.
would,
yeah,
it would be to cover for sure. You know, like it's either going to be him like hitting a brick wall and going downhill, or like, hey, Drew Brees is doing pretty damn good. It's an intriguing storyline. It's going to make doing this podcast a little easier than selling the team on Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, I know, right? You know, give our pitch. It'll be a little bit easier to have someone that's got that great resume in their career so far. And, you know, it'd be pretty interesting to watch, you know, Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers go at it twice a year, you know, especially out in the elements, too. I mean, I know that'd be another concern that Bears fans would have with Drew Brees is that he's a dome quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he is a dome quarterback. Maybe that whole Arlington horse track storyline is going to get revitalized. Maybe they could build that. Maybe they could build it in a couple months if we put all of our efforts into it. We'll get the players out there and everything. We'll have Virginia out there, you know, hammering and doing everything to build the stadium as well.
It'd be worse chaos than SoFi Stadium, where I mean, that was not good.
Hey, at least they helped bring in those new cool Madden camera angles that they incorporated recently.
You know what? You're right.
It's all worth it. But, you know, that's it for all the topics. I'm really excited to continue to see this Bears quarterback situation play out. The more I think about it, the more I realize how boring it would have been if we would have just gotten Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Like the intrigue is completely gone. And it's a position that carries so much weight that you just cannot it will completely impact the franchise, whoever this next quarterback is. So, you know, hopefully we get it right. History will tell us that we won't, but we can still have that hope.
Yeah.
And I think that's about it. Any last things to say, Reese?
No, I mean, hopefully we'll see what news we get out this next week. I mean, it could still be kind of slow going, but that franchise tag deadline does come up on the 9th of March, so expect to hear some things before then.
Yeah, this next coming week, when we release an episode, there won't be a whole ton of news, presumably, unless some sort of drastic trade. But next week after that, I mean, it's almost like we're gonna maybe have to alter the podcast release schedule because free agency opens on Wednesday, so we might need to leave an extra day just to see what they do.